It's the early 70s and we're living on a sailboat in tropical marina. One night, a square grouper bumps up against our hull. One of the sodden bales of Columbian marijuana tossed off shrimp boats being chased by the Coast Guard. An hour later, up on Big Pine Key, I open the trunk and tell Art about the seaweed's provenance. Del Barco's Recycling up in Homestead pays $12 large for a bale of clean seaweed, if you can get it up there through the DEA checkpoint in Isla Mirada. We could try my apiary services. How about a 50-50 split? Let's try it, Art. The backstory here is we're broke after getting fired from our college teaching jobs. Environmental activism was the president's charge, who also turned out to be the president of the Developers Association. And we're so broke without teaching references to get another job, we're willing to take risks. Big risks. The risk reward here is $6,000 each in Miami, or the mandatory 5-year hard time sentence for weight with intent. Weight defined by Nixon's war on drugs as having more than one left-handed cigarette in your pocket. The next day, our square grouper is washed, dried, and stuffed into a beehive in the back of Art's bee van. His magnetic door sign advertises Lower Keys Apiary Services Dr. Arthur Weiner, proprietor. Our seaweed-filled hive is hiding in plain sight in the middle of 5 other beehives, hives full of angry bees. Let's roll, Art says, handing me a burqa-looking net bee hat and gloves with wrist elastic. Did I mention I'm allergic to bee stings, Art? Did I mention we're both allergic to being broke? You're not gonna wimp out on me now, are you? Oh, shit. Stopped at the back of the checkpoint line, our van's too quiet. Smuggling cover of bees seemed to be taking a nap. As the DE agent motions cars in front of us into the inspection lane, I'm sweating bullets. In my mind's eye, I see this tableau with a metal sink, a metal crapper, 2 metal cots, and a Columbian hitman roommate so big he has to turn sideways to get through our cell door. Go back and kick the hives, Art says. There's only 2 cars in front of us now. Squeezing back between the seats, I kick, cuff, and rock the hives. I even knock one over. It's not working, Art. They're asleep or something. Let's just turn around and go back. Can't. Cars behind us. We're stuck here. So you gotta do this. Do what? Piss in a hive. They hate that. You're nuts. I'm alert. You come back here and do that, Art. I'm not crazy. Hurry up or it's 5 hard in Rayford, Art yells, and I take off my bee glove. Turns out he does know his bees because they really do hate that, and by the time I'm sitting back down, they're all back out thick as brown rain and so mad they're stinging each other. You get stung? Art asks, radiating his deep humanitarian concern as the agent with Cool Hand Luke sunglasses gets closer. Does it look like I'm in anaphylactic shock here? And there's no eyes, he's coming. I'll take that as a no, and when we get to Miami, Dick, you get an extra 1,000 share. That was way above and beyond the call of duty. Little does Art know that I made a pretty big mistake, but I'm not about to tell him about it now. No Eyes waves us over into the inspection lane and knuckles on Art's window. What's your story here, Apiary Services, he mouths through the glass, reading the door sign. Moving my hives up to Belgrade, officer, pollinating orange groves. Open the back. Oh, that's not a good idea, sir. These bees aren't traveling well today, Art says, and then rolls his window down just enough to let out a brown bolus of angry buzzers. God damn it, the agent yells, grabbing his nose. Move this shitbox out of here before I call an exterminator. Sorry, officer, really, Art says as we pull forward, en passant, with our prison fears fading behind us. In less than an hour, Del Barco's out of his recycling office looking at Art's bee van. Good idea, he says as I dig deep into the weed hive, filling a baggie and hoping I'm down far enough. In the driveway, I build a doob, licking the paper seam, twisting the ends. Del Barco puts it between his lips and inhales deeply as Art lights it up with his new Bic lighter. Smoke explodes out of Del Barco's mouth, the doob arcing and pinwheeling away. This shit isn't seaweed, it's pissweed. What are you guys trying to pull? Get the hell off my property. Until we hit Long Key, Art isn't speaking to me. I can see the Herald headlines now, he finally says. Inexperienced college instructors nabbed smuggling marijuana down into the Keys. Come on, Art, I was really nervous. Just forgot which hive was which. Maybe we can sell it to Bum Fardo. Fardo won't give us 10 cents on the dollar. You think maybe we're just not cut out to be smugglers? Well, one of us isn't anyway, for sure. So you've heard the familiar radio phrase, and here's the rest of the story. And like those movies that say based on actual events, and then after the end, tell you how things turned out for the characters, here's what really happened. We sell our pissweed to Bum Fardo for peanuts. He's the colorful Key West fire chief who actually hawks baggies out of his lime green Hefe car to tourists. Hey, it's Key West. Then Art gets busted for letting the Columbian store half a ton of bales in his boathouse and then ends up having to get a second mortgage to bribe the county prosecutor into dropping the charges. My wife and I finally moved to Montana after a festive MAC-10 Uzi shootout in our tropical marina that leaves not nearly enough scumbag Columbians bleeding out on the dock. Several years later, we start watching a new TV show called Miami Vice about the violent drug trade that we're familiar with in South Florida. And the theme song brings back memories as it ends like this. And there's lots of shady characters and lots of dirty deals, and everybody's got an alias in case somebody squeals. You'd understand it better standing in my shoes. It was the lure of easy money. It was the smuggler's blues.